Hello, everybody. This is Jason from the Hellenic Wolf podcast. And today I have a guest that I'm very excited to interview and to discuss with, because the man that you are going to listen to soon enough basically experiences and lives life the way I want to live life. As you know from my channel, all that you are listening here, I'm a big proponent of nature and training in nature. So one of the big things that I preach to my friends and to my family and to the few clients that I have right now is that being barefoot on the sand, or at least being in nature in the park or in the beach, it's great for your spirit. So it's a better exercise overall because it helps you rejuvenate yourself and your soul and not just your body. So having said all that, our guest today is, I don't know if I will pronounce it properly, Mihaly. Is it right?
More or less, yeah. Mihaly.
Mihaly. All right. Mihaly. I'll try. So Mihaly,
not easy.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast, Mihaly.
Yeah. Hi, Jason, and hello, everyone. And thank you very much for the invitation. Yes, I'm living a long time, more than 10 years, this natural lifestyle as much as possible in the modern world. And the more I do it, the more I want to do it. So I think it was a good choice when I started. And I'm very curious about your questions.
And I'm curious about your answers. So we are both curious, and that's great. So, Mihaly, first of all, let me know the public from where I found you. I found you from Instagram, and your Instagram is great. It's a great resource. So people go below and you will find the Instagram of Mihaly, and you'll see it in the end of the interview also. So, man, you have a very interesting lifestyle. So let's start, first of all, from what are you doing right now? So let the public know of what are you coaching right now, and what are you doing right now? How are you living life right now?
Yeah, right now, my main focus is on the fitness trainings. I'm teaching people, and I'm exercising also every day to keep myself in a good shape, and I just enjoy moving. I want to improve always. I'm also working on the computer. Before I was writing books about this natural lifestyle explained by the heavy science, because I studied biochemistry at the university. So I understand the scientific background, why all this natural stuff is good for us, and I thought I can explain by writing. Yeah, and so I have a very sporty life. I'm in the movement every day, either with myself or with the team. I also do sometimes kayak excursions, and I'm always busy doing something. And free time, of course, I'm in the nature, even more on the beach or in the forest.
So, Mihaly, that's great to hear. So, first of all, you have free time. So that's great, because many people think that free time is bad for you. So what do you think about free time? Is free time necessary for somebody to think clearly and to be happy?
I believe, yes, free time is essential for being healthy and think clearly. Because this modern world is very fast, and there is a lot of stress in everyone's life, for sure. Yeah, of course, depends how you handle the stress, but if you can have a free time going in the nature and calm down, it's one of the biggest habits you can have for yourself. Keep yourself healthy and clear-minded. it's my experience, and of course for many other people, I think. So sometimes I have very busy days. From the morning to the evening, I have something to do, and sometimes I have more quiet days when I can spend more hours just relaxing. But I feel that I need it, because if I'm not recharged, I cannot do the busy days well.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I feel the same. Yeah, and Mihaly, I have Sundays off. So one thing that changed my productivity very much is that I take Sundays off completely. So during Sundays, I don't do any work, and I close my phone also. So I just go to nature, or I date, some woman. But I completely go out of the society in the sense of, trying to do some business or try to create something. I just, wander my mind, leave the mind wander and the body relax. So I agree with you completely. So from your accent, of course, and mine, both people think know that we are not Americans. So I'm from Hellas. I'm Helene. So first of all, where are you from, Mihai? Again.
Yeah, I come from Hungary, from the middle of Europe. Most of my life I spent there, and in the last 5 years I'm living in Spain, in the Canary Islands.
Wow, I didn't know that. Is it for real? For many years? 3 years, you say? 3.
Almost 5. Yeah.
Wow. How is it there? Tell us. Why, first of all, why did you leave Hungary to go to the Canary Islands in Spain? And how do you see, how do you view things and people there in Spain?
Yeah, it had more reasons in my life. I wanted to change something radical. I felt I need to disconnect, and I wanted to try living around the ocean and the sunny place. I was checking the map of the world, and I was looking to many places like Mexico, Thailand, and Italy, even Greece. But finally, Spain was my decision, and yeah, I enjoy very much. It's a very natural place, not big population density here. So yeah, beautiful nature spots, beautiful beaches, and some people don't like it because it's a big desert. There is only sand and rocks, very little green. But for me, it's totally fine. And the people are usually very friendly and open, relaxed. In Spanish, they have a word for this, tranquilo. So the basic mindset is this quiet, normal rhythm. Of course, sometimes he is also busy one day here and there, it's stressy, but in general, it's good life you can do here. Yeah.
That's great. Mikhail, we have the same philosophy with the Spaniards here about about tranquility, about calmness, and about peace of mind. We basically used to be the case that in Greece the stores wouldn't be open on Wednesdays, I think, and there was always a pause during the midday. So you would work until like 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. and then there was like 3 hours of for every store and for every for every business. 3 hours it was closing every business in the country, and then reopening again in the afternoon so that people can rest during and relax during the midday the midday hours. So yeah, So tell me again, remind me, where are exactly the Canary Islands? Are they in the Mediterranean or in the Atlantic?
Or in the Atlantic, more close to Africa than Europa. And yeah, as you told me, here is similar, not so strict. The siesta time during the day, I would say half. Some parts they are open all day. Some smaller villages they keep it more traditional. They close at lunchtime and then they open later in the evening. And I would say I also prefer this lifestyle because during the day, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, this is the best time to go for searching vitamin D in the sun, from the sun. So I really enjoy when I have time and can go midday on the beach. And yeah, we can do some work in the morning and in the afternoon.
You know, from I'll share with you how I feel productive in the morning and how I feel productive in the evening, and maybe we can chat about it. So when I'm in the morning, I want to create, so I don't want to be with people. I want to be in peace. I want to create. I want to write. I want to have ideas flowing. I want to be in that space of mind. I want to be in nature, maybe take walks, think, do things, and be on my own mainly. So I don't want to be interrupted during the mornings. And I want to exercise in the morning. So my inclination is to exercise in the morning. I cannot exercise in the afternoon. It's impossible for me. Um, and during the afternoon time, of course, during the midday time, I take a rest, I relax, I eat something maybe and relax, take a nap maybe, go to the sun, like you say, take a book without my shirt, and take the vitamin D, like you say. So, yep. And in the afternoon, though, it's changing. It's different because I want to coach people. I want to help people. I want to interact with people. I want to be part of the society. And it's weird because that's how I felt for all my life. And I think the system that we are creating is not perfect. Because it sometimes forces people to work during hours that are not productive, like midday hours. And I think that people, like one friend of mine said, used to in the past, in some eras, like some parts of the Middle Ages in Europe, they used to work for 3 to 4 hours in the morning, and that was that. So there was no work after 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. afternoon, you know. So they were just hanging out with people and just drinking, going for walks, you know, all that stuff. So, yeah. Now, I want to, I don't know about your feelings about the productivity. You can share if you want, but I want also to let us know of, first of all, your canoe expertise. So, tell us a little bit about all the championships and all the stuff that you partook. So you are an athlete, right? So you were a professional athlete, right?
Yes, more than 20 years. I would say 25 years I spent with the canoe competition sport. You know, when you are kneeling and you are paddling on one side in the boat. This is an Olympic sport. Yeah, I would say very hard sport. You need everything. You need a lot of endurance, bench endurance, good technique, and a lot of training all year, 2 times a day. And yeah, Hungary is one of the best country in this sport. It's a big tradition. I started around when I was 8 years old, and I was very successful in a young age. So I enjoyed it very much. So I stayed there in this, and yes, I won many national titles and international, more in the junior category, and also in the adult senior category. We won European championships 2 times, and I was participating 2-3 times in World Championships, once also in the Olympic Games in 2008. So yeah, it was a big part of my life with a lot of training, a lot of experiences. And we were traveling around the world for the competitions, training camps. We meet a lot of people from other countries. It was a very rich part of my life, I would say. And unfortunately, this sport is not good for everybody because you are paddling on one side, it's very asymmetric. And I have not the best body for this. I had a lot of injuries, a lot of shoulder pain, spine problems. So in my adult career, most of the time I was suffering from some injury, and I had to train with this, and I was going every time to massage or physiotherapy, and it was not so fun. This is the not funny part, but this is one thing that made me think how can we do it better, and what kind of solution are there to make your body healthy to handle this big workload. And this is how I find all the methods what I'm doing now. So the first reason was just to improve my performance and heal my injuries. That's why I find the alternative movement. For example, I do this natural movement system. I also a certified trainer, and I like to use this method. But I was also going in Hungary many times to physiotherapy or Pilates. I feel all of them very beneficial for maintaining a healthy body. And I would say this would be the basic for everyone. And if you feel the power and you have the talent, go for the competitive sport. But I think in my young age, I was not doing enough basic exercises. So now I'm doing it as a big boy. Again, crawling on the ground and doing a lot of basic stuff.
So first of all, it's funny to hear. It's not funny per se, but it's interesting to hear from a champion, from a professional athlete like you, that you are now going to do the natural movements now in your adulthood. And I say this because I admire what you do. I see your Instagram, and I really hold you in great esteem for your moves, your philosophy, the way you present yourself in the media. You seem like a great dude, like a great guy to hang out. And many people, though, think that a professional athlete has everything figured out. So they think that you just, because you have a medal or you went to championships and you are competing in the biggest and in the most difficult, competitions, that you know everything. And many people think that for professional athletes, because I have a close friend, that is a professional athlete. Greek, I cannot say his name here, but he's pretty famous. And he tells me that he has issues, and sometimes we even talk about these issues, and I can help him sometimes. I sent him a book, and it's very interesting. So it's very humble to hear from a guy like you, who is very elite in athletics, that you find new ways to train and to bring back, your health and your fitness and improve it. It's very encouraging for me, and I think for other people listening. So thank you for that. And I have to ask, though, you said that it's very asymmetrical, right?
Yes.
All right. So why is that a problem? Let us know.
Yeah, there are some sports, I think you are repeating the same movement, and you are focusing on one side. The canoe is typical this kind of sport. You are paddling only on one side. Other example can be, I don't know, fencing, or maybe the discus and shot put and hammer throwing. They are also always circling in the same direction. I believe this. I think these sportsmen all have some problems for asymmetry. And okay, this I would separate the competitive sport and doing sport for the health. So doing sport for the health, you don't need to do a lot of from this asymmetric movements, or you can practice both sides, but this way you will not reach the top level. If you practice both sides, you cannot do the same amount. But I think right now, it's 2022, there is so much knowledge accumulated that if a coach is looking around and getting new informations, they can make all this asymmetric sport sustainable. Maybe you should cooperate with a physiotherapist or with a natural movement coach who can make the athlete's muscles more sustainable and prevent injuries. Or yeah, any high-level strength and conditioning coach can help, I think. Yeah.
Interesting. So you think that coaches now are better than when you were competing? Is that the case?
I cannot say they are better, but right now it's much more knowledge available, much more information. Of course, being a good coach is also maybe a natural born talent. Of course, there were very great coaches 50, 60 years before, but I think they were missing some knowledge which was not available at that time. What we have right now to maintain a healthy body.
Yeah, it's true story. That what you say is very true, because I was listening again. I was listening to Charles Poliquin. Do you know Charles Poliquin?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention him because
He passed
what
away.
I'm doing now,
Yeah.
yes, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He had a big influence on me. I was reading his books, and for a few years I was training. I had a training plan with his system from a Hungarian coach, and I improved a lot in the strength and muscle mass. And I'm still using his principles in my trainings, so for myself or for my students. So I call my fitness group Sunny Fitness because we are exercising outside on the sunny place. But I would say it's a mix of the natural movement method and the Poliquin strength trainings.
That's great.
So yeah, this guy was a genius in this strength and conditioning field.
Yeah, from what I know, yeah, we have one trainer here in Greece that he's a student of his, so he's in a small town, and I'm really considering, because I told you offline that I'm considering going in another town, going out of Athens, and I really consider in my mind to go to this small town. It's a very small town. It's a very small town, but there is the only one Greek man who is student of Charles Poliquin. And I'm thinking of going just for him, just to learn the principles. So it's crazy. Yeah. But I don't know about Charles Poliquin. He told it, what I wanted to say about Charles and late Mr. Poliquin is that basically he was saying in some interviews that he had in his youth, he had to search in libraries. So he had to really go out of his way to find, books and, wisdom, and ask people and go to gyms. So yeah, and now it's much more easily. So no excuse. So if you are interested in fitness right now and you want really the truth, it's basically the easiest time ever, I think. And you say the same, probably same, more or less, right? So what is MoveNut, Mihaly?
MoveNet is a very wide training system. It contains all the basic natural movement that this human body capable to do or should do. We have to say this in simple words. We are walking, running, crawling on the ground, hanging, climbing, lifting and carrying heavy stuff, and what even we do some jumps and some martial art basics. So we do every kind of movement which is part of the human movement library before the modern sports were invented. And I believe this should be the basic for everyone. And after, if somebody feels desire for a competitive modern sport, you can do that. First, it would be better to have a good level in the basics. You can even practice this at age 80, 90, 100 years old. You can find your levels to do this. Yeah.
Sounds very interesting. So is it so easy to go? Because I heard from Rafe Kelly. Do you know Rafe Kelly?
No, not really.
I'll connect you to. So he's also a former parkour athlete, and he has his own style of movement. And when I asked him, what level of expertise or aids or fitness you have to be to be part of his movement of his coaching, he told me basically that you can be whatever. So you can be old, you can be young, you can be expert, you can be just amateur. And I find this very intriguing because in my mind, when I see the movements of MoveNut or when I see the movements of his, it seems a little bit difficult to me to be amateur and start. So some things you do, guys, I think from movement seems a little bit complicated, but maybe it isn't. I don't know. So have you seen people, like old people, go and start MoveNut? Have you coached or seen something like that?
Yes, I have seen, and it's absolutely possible. So it's a good system. You can start with very, very easy and basic exercises, and you can progress a lot. And the limit is the sky. But everyone can find his starter level where he can enter and practice. But I would say this movement, whatever we call it, it's a essential part for the health, like breathing oxygen and eating food, getting sunlight, getting sleep. And I would say the movement is also essential stuff if you want to keep your body healthy for a long time.
So it's not just exercise. So let me understand now. MoveNut does not just help you exercise better, but it mainly, the basic, the fundamentals of it is to move better, like maybe walk better, right?
Yes, for most of the population, it's not necessary to be going to Olympic Games. So they just want to have a healthy, well-functioning body for all their life. And that's why these simple exercises, if you practice regularly, you can achieve this simple lifestyle goal that even when you are 100 years old, you can go to squat or lift something heavy and you won't hurt your lower back. it's absolutely possible if you use this system in your everyday.
So that's great news for everybody listening who is older, because I don't know if you know Mihaly, but the channel here, that my channel, is basically focusing on functional training and movement as a part of training. So I'm not pro gym. When I say gym, and the common things, and I'm focused on people that are a little bit older. So I want to promote functional movement screening and training to people, especially men in my particular case, that are at least 35 years old, if not 40. So I'm aiming to, fathers, to busy people, busy men, businessmen, to working men, blue collar men, people that have demanding jobs and they don't have a lot of time during the week, but they have their weekend. And I want to promote something functional, like what you say, something that will protect them. Because in my case, I had some injuries, not like you probably, but I had some injuries, and I know that injury is very depressing, and I want to protect people, and especially adult men from 35 years and older, from avoiding it, and to be stronger. So be more, to be able to do moves without fearing of, my back or my neck, all that stuff. So I'm very appreciative of what you say. That was where I'm getting at. So before we go into your products, the last question from this interview is your products and your services and what you do exactly. But before we go into that, I want the last question to ask you. I see you training with stones, with rocks. So can you talk about it? Why?
Yeah, when I was living in Budapest, there was a period that I was training alone, and I enjoyed training in the forest. And I was doing pull-ups on the tree branch, running. I started lifting the tree logs, and I find some stones. And I feel that for the leg training, I need some heavy weight, because it's not enough if I do body weight squat after fitness level. It's not training effect. So I pick up the stones, and I was doing squat with the stones. And not so much later, I find a group 1 kilometer from my place. They were practicing this movement, and I joined the group regularly for trainings, and we were lifting the stones there, lifting, carrying, throwing the stones. So I started to enjoy it more and more. And yeah, finally, I replaced almost all my exercises, almost all the weighted exercises with the stones. So I go maybe once or every second week in a traditional gym to training my legs or doing heavy deadlift. But all the other stuff I can do outdoors with the stones. And
Wow.
yeah, this is more difficult to grip and a bit more challenging. At the same time, you are in the nature, and it gives you some extra. So if you're not a competitive weightlifter or any professional athlete, where you need to be very strict to adding 1 kilo weight here and there to improve, then I think for most of the people, stone lifting or exercising with a stone can work very good.
Yeah, it's very interesting again, because I know about the stones from another guy from Britain, from UK. Maybe it could be nice for you to connect with him. He's called the Raspberry Ape. That's his nickname. the raspberry. Raspberry is the fruit. Ape, the ape.
Yeah.
And he's very interesting because he also lifts rocks. He goes to all the stones in Scotland and he tries to lift them. Big stones. And it's very funny. It's a great guy, by the way. I'll make sure to connect you to, because I think you will find lots of common things to talk about. So, having said that, Mihai, since we are ending this interview, let the people know where they can find you. So let us know your social media and what are you doing, if you have any books out there, and what are you coaching. So if anybody's interested to be coached by you, so let us know of all these things.
Yeah, I would say I'm doing many things. Coaching and writing. I was writing books, already 8 books. Some of them are longer, some shorter. 8 is in Hungarian, and a few of them are already translated to English. You can find them on the Amazon, the English one. I have a homepage, like my name, mihálysafran.com, where I have the Instagram and Facebook page as well. And yeah, I can help people even writing a training plan for getting stronger, losing weight, building muscle. I studied engineering, and I like the sports science also, so this is maybe the new stuff I would like to do more in the future, to write professional training plans. And I'm open also for consultations about diet, exercise, the healthy lifestyle. Or if somebody is coming to holiday here, you can do also personal trainings. You can join the group. Yeah.
Do you have a group there in Canary Islands?
Yeah, we have a small group, mainly with local people. We are training a few times in a week.
That sounds very good for vacations, lifting rocks and walking. That would be interesting, right? Yeah, maybe for me.
Somebody not coming. Yeah, I know some people are coming vacation for relaxing on the beach and drinking beer. But if someone feels need to move with a good group, then they can join.
I'm very interested to go there. And by the way, do you speak Spanish or is it in English, the coaching?
Un poquito, sí. I speak a little bit Spanish. Learning day by day. So sometimes I do Spanish the trainings because the people are not speaking English well. I know the basic words which is necessary for the exercise. But of course, I'm much better in English or in Hungarian. But the exercise, you don't need to talk too much. You can copy the movement. It's a lot of visual stuff, how you can learn.
Agree. I mean, exercise is just visual, mostly, All right, so that was it, Mihail. So people, go and subscribe to Mihail's channels. First of all, go to his Instagram. He has a very, very interesting Instagram page. I don't know about the other pages and the other links, but make sure to check everything that Mihail said and shared with us. So thank you that you came by, Mihail, and shared your viewpoints and some of your story. And I hope that everything goes well in your Canary Islands, in your place. And I hope that at some point we can meet from close, one-to-one, and maybe I can be trained by you in the Canary Islands. I would love to really be there and be trained by with rocks and in the Rocky Mountains and sands. Yeah, that's all. So I mean, stay, by the way, after the recording, please stay for a minute. I'll end the recording now. And anybody else, thanks for listening and thanks for your attention. And thanks for being with us for the past 40 minutes or something. And I hope that you have a great day and see you in the next episode of the Hellenic Book Podcast. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Thanks.